As the world moves, I think it's important that we move with it, because what happens most of the times is we find ourselves personally, culturally, and sometimes even in our profession, we find ourselves in a space where we are out of touch with the times, because what works today is not always what will work. At some point, the printing business was, the thing. The Gutenberg, the Gutenberg printing press was the thing. It was the thing to go for. It was, the in business of the time. But you find that as time moves on, things keep changing. You have laser printers. You have everything evolves. So just like with Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, when he talks about genetic variation and survival of the fittest, sometimes it's not even the variation of the genes in this time, because there's nothing you can do about your genetics, but it's about the mental evolution. The programming they did in the 80s is not the same kind of programming we are learning now. Those of us who are, into these things. Back then, people were dealing more, there were very few high-level languages back then. So as the time moves, everything evolves, everything changes. So it's very important that when the society around you grows, when the society around you moves, it's very important that you move with it. Otherwise, you get left behind. And getting left behind is the dilemma, or it's the situation that many businesses unfortunately find themselves in. We can say it's lack of innovation. We can, call it all these names, but if you fail to evolve in your relationship, this is why sometimes you find that a couple can grow apart, because you cannot remain as you are. We live in a world where we want to be loved for who we are, with no desire for improvement, with no semblance of, us wanting to get better, but you want people to love us the way we are. It doesn't quite work like that. Even people buy property not to have it the way it is, but they buy it because they see potential. That if I buy this, I'm probably going to break this and I'm going to do this and this. No one buys a property to keep it the way it is. So it's the same thing with human beings. We should always be able to present value. And people are happy to help those who are in the process of becoming valuable, because they can bank on something. People are happy to help. That's why you find some people that whether you call them venture capitalists or it's banks or all these things, people, they give money to the most to ideas which they agree are gonna work. So it's the same thing with human beings. People love you, but they're willing to help you when you are helping yourself. If you ask any reasonable human being for just, no, give me 600. For what? Because it's give me, not borrow. It's not going to come back. Nobody is going to give you. Not many people are going to give you. When you say, I want to pay for a driving school, I want to go to NATES, they are willing. Because why? It's a conversation of value. It's a thing that they know is going to add value to your life. It's going to benefit you a lot more than them, but it puts you in a position where you are potentially not going to be a problem to them financially in the future. So they are willing to invest in that. So leave this thing of, you're okay the way you are. Not okay the way you are. And there is potential, there's room for growth. You can become much more than you are. And that's important. It's important that you know that. It's important that you acknowledge that. so that you are on a journey of incremental and continual improvement. You never remain stagnant and remain in one place for too long.